Dots.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. From the deepest jungles to the outmost reaches of space and beyond the veils of death itself, the Bald and Bonkers boys are back for another episode. It's no secret that you won't know what will happen next, but Dakota Franson and Chris Mole promise that all bets are off. Viewer discretion and straitjackets advised. These two idiots live up to the name.
Honestly,
what the hell is going on with this show tonight?
Honestly,
we not know.
Question for you is,
it was there was a delay in the intro again, so we.
I give up.
I don't know what's going on. I see there's a few people missing for the chat tape, which I find strange because there's Lawrence Catwell saying "Hey Dots," but I can't see Dots in the chat.
Well, come on.
What? Why did he get rid of Dots? He was decent. What the hell?
Mystical saying there was no sound. Can you hear us now?
Aliens. Why did you take Dots?
There was a delay when we saw the intro and when it actually played. So when it stopped playing on YouTube side, that's when it started showing our faces, and it was still playing the intro for us tonight. I don't know what the hell happened. This show, how we had it scheduled, got deleted altogether, so we had to frantically scramble to fix that. Then there was all sorts of weird mic issues going on. I have no clue, and I wasn't even expecting something for this.
Hello, Spirit.
I have got a killer of a migraine tonight, I must admit.
Oh no.
I'll take something. I'll go to my bed early, but I've got because Jenny was meant to be joining us tonight, guys, but she's out in the road. She's been out looking at locations to do ghosty hunting in. But I tell her just to take her time to come home because it's getting dark and the roads are dodgy, if you know what I'm saying. But that's just weird. It's just that the night was weird. How everything get deleted. I mean, the shows, guys, everywhere get deleted.
Yeah.
And it wasn't me.
I couldn't find it to figure it out.
I know I'm bad with computers, but it was not me because I turned my laptop on to update and then I come back and he sent me a message saying it's all gone. So I went in and it was there. And then all of a sudden it just went a white screen and kicked me out.
Yeah.
And I just could not.
I honestly messaged thinking that he was skipping out on me.
I was running away. You found out the truth. I couldn't take it anymore. I went mad. No.
You always were mad, Christopher. You're just revealing it more.
Well, of course I'm.
Yeah, with everything going on in the world, who isn't?
I know.
You're being outed.
But the higher forces are after you, Dakota. They were all coming through your mic. That's strange. That was like a mad laugh, wasn't it? Like an evil laugh. That's what it is. He's got an entity with him right now.
Ooh. It could be worse.
I'm telling you, that's what it is, guys. Can't hear you, by the way, Dakota. All I can hear is like a growling. Can I? Yeah, see, guys, this is what you've got to look out for.
This mic, I don't know.
I forgot how strange the Bold and Bonkers shows were on a Saturday night.
I know. I know.
I don't know. That mic one that's a new one.
Oh, maybe that's a message for the other side for Mike. Maybe that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well,
it's very odd.
Some of the crap Mike used to get through his shit. So
there's a lot
I've got my pyramid and my pyramid and my fluorite. I'm well protected.
I've got my can of zesty orange juice and my packet of love hearts. I'm fine.
And my lavender incense.
But honestly, guys, tonight's show, Dakota. So, Dakota, you're going to be interviewing both of us. So, come on.
Yes.
So, well, first off, I thought I'd organize a show because lately getting to actually hear from you, it has been impossible.
I'm very sorry about that. I've just been quiet.
Yeah, sure. So, what the hell is this global interview? You're saying you're wanting my help, but you won't tell me jack shit so I can help you. What do you want?
I'm good. Right. So what I'm going to be doing is, right, it was Drew's idea.
Shall I explain?
Right, I thought of the name Global Interview, but Drew had the idea. Drew, fire away.
Right, see what it was. I had been watching a lot of big teams and a lot of small teams do similar locations, such as big teams will do a location like, say for Toxic, a haunted railway. And then I'll see like smaller teams do a haunted railway. And maybe one's in Canada and maybe one's in the United States. And I was starting to see a correlation between big teams and small teams doing locations. In a lot of these locations, the bigger teams always go to the bigger locations, but what about the small teams that go to the smaller locations that has got sometimes even more activity than the bigger locations? So I was thinking about a way to help fellow investigators and some of these smaller locations that's out there trying to make it in the paranormal world as well. So I came up with the idea, what if we found like some of us smaller teams to start seeking out places in Europe, places in Canada, places in America, or even Germany, places like that. It's never been heard of. The team's never been heard of. The place has never been heard of. So some of us people that's established or kind of established, we could help with doing some research in finding these people in these teams and bringing them into like a worldwide. Well, Christopher's named it. What was it? World interview
or global interview?
Global interview.
Aye.
But the concept is to find smaller teams, or maybe not even smaller teams, just teams that's not out there as such, maybe in Europe or in America and things, and just link them up. And for us, for the viewer, for it to be entertaining, the entertaining part will be us showing how these places have got similar activity, but they're all these miles apart.
Yeah.
Even if we showed, if we did get the chance to talk to the people on a live stream, we could even try and make their spirits link up to our spirits and talk. You know?
It's like we would have them on to interview. You would have them on to interview. So say you've got a small team of like 2 members in, say, I don't know, France, right? I'm just bringing it up.
Yeah.
You would have them to do that same thing, but that person's channel would interview. Now, here's the thing. Here's the kicker, right? I was going to get Dakota to make us a trailer with the global interview, a really good, high quality one, because he's made them for me and obviously for the Friday night shows.
Yeah.
But everybody that's taken part to interview all these different teams has the same trailer and the same logo.
Yeah.
So everybody's part. So, for instance, Dakota could take part and interview somebody, say, in Texas. Because it doesn't need to just be ghosts. It can be UFO take. Because anything paranormal. It can be cryptid. It could be anything cryptid. Oh, we've lost Dakota. Anything cryptid. Anything down that lines. That's what you basically can do.
Yeah.
And everybody, like for instance, Drew will have the same trailer as me, right? And she can do it any day of the week. Any day of the week she wants. And she's got the same trailer and she's got the same film. What?
We could try. We nearly get kicked out our own stream.
What's going on?
The fuck?
I think the robots are taking over. What is it? EI? I think they've took over.
Dun, 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 dun.
Wow.
Right.
Well, as I was saying, right, everybody will have the same trailer, right? Everybody will have the same trailer, and everybody will have the same thumbnail. But for instance, Drew could get My Mystical Love and Light to come on and talk about our Wicca stuff and talk about our tarot card readings and talk about our ghost hunting, right? Team. But then if any of you guys in the chat to take place, like say Sherry or My Mystical Life, or anybody that's got a YouTube channel that does interviews, you can take part. And all you need to have is the same thumbnail. Now, the thumbnail will have everybody that's taken part, right? So that helps your channel. Everybody will have the same, what you call it, trailer. So that helps the channel, right? Plus, everybody that's taken part must share out. Like, say Drew was going live on like a Tuesday night to interview a team for Australia, right? You would have to share out her stuff to help her, right? And that's how it works. It's like a friendship kind of thing, how it works. Dakota, you look kind of strange, my friend. You look kind of like as if you're...
He's
trying to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Honestly, I think lots of energy in the chat right now. Yeah.
The point of the show really is to help the smaller teams and the smaller locations out there with comparing them to some of the evidence we've caught at similar locations, you know. See, and it doesn't need to be ghosts, it can be anything.
Yes, it can be cryptids, it can be UFOs, it can be ghosts, it can be anything paranormal in the paranormal one. Jenny was got to be on tonight, guys, but sadly she was awfully busy. She was away looking at a location, didn't want her rushing home. But she's got to do it in Ireland. She knows a few Irish teams that she's going to bring onto a channel and do through there. And I tell you, I don't know what it is tonight, but the energy is up tonight. Do you not feel that?
Yes.
It's like a thunderstorm is brewing.
I was live today on my channel doing tarot readings, and there was a spirit in that corner just playing around with the cables and things. They're everywhere, guys.
Was there anybody speaking about you there? Anyways? Do you hear the woman's voice? It would be about... It'd be about 11:40.
If there's any spirits around me, you're welcome to speak.
It was like a woman's voice saying something.
Just in case.
Because the microphone usually lights up, but it never lit up. Any of the microphones didn't light up, and I heard it.
Yeah.
There's something. Do you hear that again? There's somebody trying to speak. There's something going on tonight.
I'll do a session after this anyway, because I do need to do a cross.
Yeah, there's something going on tonight, guys. I don't know if you're new.
I did say to you to watch out, because the month of August is quite a energetic month, let's say, especially for Taurus, and I think it's Scorpio. It's because there is 2 full moons in this month. We've got retrograde this month as well, and we've also got an eclipse. So the energy is a bit crazy this month. So they say do not make any life-changing decisions. Do not go out and take chances, things like that. So just try and stay calm and also ride over the energy, because some of the energy may want you to do things that you wouldn't normally do, like go and spend £2,000 out your bank account or something. So just try and ride over this month, guys, because it's a bit up and down, is my advice.
What's this mystical love and light? Crispy good, so you don't end up in a jar when the lights go, when she wants to be heard.
Yeah.
Hanging out the jar. You know, there's some, I don't know what it is, but I can feel it. I feel like I'm about to be in a thunderstorm right now. There's so much energy.
Well, Chris, yeah, you're just not far from me, and it was quite thundery when I was out. I was taking Zach home, and it was quite thundery feeling in the air.
I'm wondering if there's... See, I don't know if anybody else knows this, but tonight before we went live, guys, about half an hour before we went live, this was deleted from everywhere.
Yeah.
And Dakota had to set a new one up. And it's as if they don't want us talking about this, or they're trying to get their message across.
Yes, it's maybe the spirits.
It's counterproductive to shut down the show if they want to talk, you know?
I know, that's why I think that's, unless they didn't mean to do it.
Yeah, maybe.
How's the spirits in your house this weather, Dakota? Because remember you said there was an older woman in your house.
Yeah, it was the Ann Bender interview. Apparently, the former owner of the house likes to poke her head in, but but it's my house. There's always something weird going on.
That's the thing, though. When you are like us and you're spiritually open, there's always spirits around. There's always energies are curious because we're like a beacon to them. So there is always energies around us being curious.
There's some really weird stuff happening tonight. I don't know, but I feel there's something going to happen in the next couple of days. I just don't know what that is. There's Emerald Isles Paranormal Jenny. She's home. She's sad. Yeah. Good. I'm thinking something's going to happen tomorrow. I've got a feeling something's going to happen. I don't think it's bad, but I think
all the astrologers are telling people to be wary on the 14th. So that's Monday. So that's everybody
Monday,
be extra vigilant on Monday.
There's something. It was weird tonight, guys. You should have heard Dakota's mic. It sounded like somebody was an evil.
There he's away again.
He's away again.
The fuck?
Are you coming in, Jen?
Only if she can, because she's. I know she's awfully tired. She's been up all day.
I was just going to see if she wanted to talk about what her plans were for the. Yeah. See, you've named it the global interview. I was going to name it. I was going to name it something like A World of Spirits or Spirits Around the World or something.
The global interviews, you can add that to it, or you could add that to your live when you're interviewing people.
Yeah, true.
You get what I mean? You could add that to you. But it's the interviews there because obviously they people are got to be coming from different parts of the world to your channel, right?
Yeah.
If you think about it, it's called interview because you're interviewing them.
Yeah.
And about what footage they've got. So it's an interview, so that's why it's called global interview. And it's actually quite catchy.
It is because I want to prove that even though these locations are spread all over the world, that the spirits are the same. The spirits that's on the railway in my village are struggling to find, I believe, why they're stuck there. Because one minute they're building a railway, the next minute they're deceased. So I want to prove that the spirits on, like, say, Canada or somewhere, that they've got the exact same problem and show the correlation to even know, just to show that the spirits around the world are the same.
It's like the same. It's the same at the church we're going to tomorrow. The battleground. The battleground is like a mile up the road. I know exactly what that is. And it was like it was 6 clans. It was 6 clans. It was 3 clans versus 3 clans. There was a total of 700 deaths. I don't know where they were buried. Run about probably in the days. They didn't put them in the graveyards or that because that graveyard didn't exist then. But that was in 94, sorry. And it makes you wonder they're all lost. Just wondering. Out of 2,000 troops, there was 162 soldiers survived.
See, we'll take that battlefield, for example, then. We could find somebody that's at, say, one of the battlefields that's in America.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we do our investigation tomorrow, or when we do it, and talk to our spirits and see why they're struggling. We've lost Christopher now. He's been seamed up. There he's here.
Take me back! Take me back! What's happened? I've been away for 6 months.
I don't know what's going on.
What's happened? What the hell's going on?
Wow. Musical chairs.
Stephanie.
Oh, you heard the little girl, Stephanie. I'll definitely do an investigation in my home after this live, guys.
See, that's interesting. I'm wondering if it's something to do with the spirits we were talking with Emerald
It's
Isle
funny
last
how
night.
Dakota drops first, though. It's always Dakota that gets dropped first and then us. So it's...
It doesn't like him.
Anyway, so it's to show the coloration. It's to show the coloration of the spirits being the same, basically. And then in the process helping each team that shows it.
Yeah. Plus you interview the people take, because it's quite interesting. I was going to see if I could get Neil to come on to launch it.
Yeah.
Run about before Halloween, because I don't think he'll be available for Halloween. Well, I think he will be, but I think he'll be on the bigger shows.
I expect him quite regular. I'll ask him. He'll probably come.
Because I think it'd be quite good to launch the first show with the first trailer, because Dakota's really good, guys, at making trailers, right? And if he's still here, that is, if they go something like carried them off into the mountains or something like that, and done terrible things to him, you know. Goodbye, my friend. Goodbye.
But we could even get like Neil to even a recording, and then the likes of Uncle Danny, because remember Uncle Danny did the voiceover for Ghost Squad Scotland. We could get Uncle Danny to do the voiceover for that.
Danny's got an amazing voice. He really has. He's got that kind of. It's a wee bit Canadian, but 99% of it's Scottish.
Mm-hmm.
So Dakota, are you there? Can you hear us?
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm feared for every time he speaks. I'm just sitting back and maybe it's something that doesn't like.
Yeah, mystical.
Maybe it's Dakota then that's going to end up in the jar, not Chris.
Not Chris.
Oh, you're going to end up in the jar?
Nice well, what else is new?
Has it got a lid, Mystical? Has it got a nice lid?
No, my head's too fat for a lid.
Trust me, Mystical's got a lot of big jars. You'll be fine. You know, I just feel that there's something really weird going on the night. What's this? Is it the 11th gate? What's this stuff that I keep seeing on YouTube and TikTok, and everybody's talking about this portal that's getting opened up this month, Drew?
They've put his camera off. Oh, there he's back.
There's a portal open this month or something like that, and I see a lot of the tarot card readers on TikTok talking about this.
Right.
It's like the 11th gate or the 11th dimension or something stupid like that, and they're all talking about it. There's something funky going on tonight, guys. I just do not know what that is. I can hear a woman every now and again. Back to that
old. Do you remember? Well, it's kind of. Well, I don't know if this is what they're talking about, but I do believe that. You know how people are saying that there's going to be. That there's certain religions said that by the year whatever that the world that there was going to be certain people picked for the big second coming of Jesus type of thing.
Aye.
Well, going on that concept with a lot of people's thoughts and the thoughts of a lot of people that there's going to be a revelation, there's that theory out there that also the goddesses and the gods will make some sort of make themselves known more, if you like. So I don't know if that's what they're talking about, but a lot of us that's spiritually open, that does readings and things like that, I do believe are going up a level in the next couple of weeks and things. So I think it's maybe that type of thing they're talking about. Like a lot of us will be coming into our goddess energy. So I just heard the little girl giggle. Right.
When I just heard the little girl giggle. And see, just as I said that.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, Iron. Like the Jehovah's Witnesses, the way they think.
Something's weird's going on with Dakota.
Something's not wanting them up.
Did you not hear the little girl giggling?
On his side?
I don't know which side it came from. It was just like a little girl giggling.
Do you want me to put Spirit Talker on? I can't on my phone. I've got my Spirit Box here.
I don't know where he's went. He's been beamed up, guys. I think it's Christ consciousness is going to come into the line more this time. I think there's a lot of things we don't understand about the world and what happened in the days, right? And I do think something is going to happen. Where were you, Dakota? Welcome back. How was your holiday in space?
Welcome back. Yeah, Jen heard the little girl as well.
Yeah. Jenny heard it too. It was like a little girl giggling. It was like, well, I can't do a girl. I'm terrible. But
right, we try and communicate, right? Be quiet a wee second, right? If there is a little girl here in my home, you're welcome to speak. The guys will hear you in the chat. Maybe you try it now, Chris.
If there's any little girls here, or if there's anybody else that's not a little girl that wants to speak, that's connected with Dakota, Drew, or me, or anybody in the chat, please speak now. It's as if it's playing about us. That's what it's
try Dakota, see if it will respond. That's all moving.
No, it's Dakota's chair. It's something that's playing about with Dakota.
Behind Dakota, Phoenix. Welcome in, Alan. Hi, buddy.
Alan.
Behind Dakota, Phoenix.
Alan's actually going to try to brave this one?
Yes. Don't worry, Alan. I've got us covered, friend. I've got us covered.
It's as if it just doesn't like Dakota. Or it's something that's playing tricks on him.
It's probably something that's wanting Dakota's attention and doesn't like giving us attention. So therefore, it's trying to get him off the live stream.
Phoenix says Dakota, other side Dakota.
Other side. Do you still have your K2? Maybe put that on.
I would have a brand new one of them tonight.
Well, I do believe. I think I've only got a couple of pounds to go, and I will get a cheque from YouTube this month, which will be over £60, probably 61. But I'm getting a cheque.
Why did they do that, Drew? Why did they have to wait till you're hour 60 before they get to you? You think the money you earned?
I don't know. And then it's going to take another 3-4 months to get the 60 barrier again. It's a good way to save up because I'm going to buy a REM pod with it. I've got £15 in the REM pod kitty just now. So the £60 I get from YouTube.
You know what I was going to buy?
75.
I seen something. It was £80, and I thought Drew would love that. And it was a teddy bear REM pod.
Oh, I want one, yeah. I want the husky or the wolf. Well, the wolf.
I think this one's a wolf, actually. It's a wolf. I seen it was on eBay, and they were brand new, and you could bit them in any different one you wanted. And I thought, I could get you in them, because see if you take that to like a location where there's been kids. When, by the way, that church was used by kids, by the way. That's why it was seemingly the person that had the house died in that church. And they collected kids' toys. I didn't say anything on the video because I didn't want to put it out there. But see in the far corner, there was a big pile of dolls.
Yes. We will talk about that tomorrow, guys.
Yeah.
Okay?
No taking any of the toys out there.
We'll not be taking anything, I promise you. I wouldn't do that. But yeah.
Chucky chasing me about the house or something like that. Send one to
I can't risk it, guys. I've got a wee granddaughter coming, and I have got Zach here 90% of the time. So I can't, and Liam's a teenager, so I can't take the chance of anything attaching to my family. Or I would maybe bring one to experiment with.
The only thing I'm going to be touching when I get back into that place is my feet touching the ground.
See, I had mentioned to William, I had said to William to get his nails. I had mentioned to Chris, what if we took a hammer and big nails and nailed the door shut?
The frame's totally gone, it's stone all the way around about.
But that's what Christopher's saying, that it's too far gone to be done. We would have to make a whole big new thing to put up.
Aye.
It's unfortunate the council will touch it.
Yeah. People have raided it. People have raided it to take like stuff, valuable stuff out of it. But you should see some of the pictures online. I mean, I didn't realise that was one of the most haunted churches in the world. I never looked it up. I never thought about it until somebody says to me, a farmer that stayed, watched the video, he says, "Oh, did you know that that's one of the most haunted?" And then he sent me that link.
Sherry was picking up a lot on it, so was Phoenix, so you could tell that it was very active. And there's probably never been an investigator there. It's probably just been youths driving by in the car and stop them. So it's not been paranormal investigators, so the spirits will be like really anxious to speak. That's probably why when Chris went in and they felt the energy, because remember what Eli told us, when you are on the other side, you know everything about everybody you see. So those spirits in that area would know what Chris done for a living, but what he done for a hobby, which is talk to the spirits. So they've all came, all of them have came like phew.
I actually had a theory about that, because if they knew everything about me, then they would, in theory, would know everything about you, Drew, Mystical, and everybody I know. Yeah. Then we would think, oh, let's contact them because they could maybe help us cross.
Yes, that's exactly what they'll know. So they'll even know that we're going back tomorrow. The spirits will be gathering, knowing that we're going back to cross them over. Because the way it works is my guides are already preparing the spirits for what's going to happen. My guides, the way I do it is, it's not just me talking to the spirits and trying to help prepare them. I've also got my guides in the background working with them and their guides and helping them process that they are going to be going to the other side in a couple of days. Because some of them don't know what to expect. Some of them are really that deep in religion because they're from a time when religion was a scary thing. So it takes a lot to talk to them and convince them.
See, it's quite interesting because the battlefield that was there was actually...
Dots is back!
A mile. Dots! Hey, Dots! Did you enjoy the trip in the spaceship? Yeah, well,
I thought you were kidding.
Puppy tea.
Sorry.
He drinks a lot of tea. What do you mean? Was I away? But it's quite interesting because the battlefield is straight across from that church on top of the hill.
Right.
And I'm wondering if because the spirits knew about me and knew about you crossing the spirits, it's maybe told them, and maybe they've just been wandering the lands lost, and now they'll get crossed.
See, remember Christina told us last week as well, when she goes to a location, she's got her little spirits, which is Billy and Sarah, and when she's on location, her little spirit guides are actually out walking the area to see if there's any lost spirits there and making them aware that Christina's there and what she does. So when we're out on a location now, that's what I'm going to ask my guides to do, is to find lost souls, that when we're finished the investigation and I get back home, I'll then send Billy and Stephen to go fetch those spirits to bring them, and I'll cross them. Instead of crossing every spirit on location, my spirit guides will go back and bring them to here when I'm doing crossings.
See how there was the new part of the cemetery next to the old part of the cemetery? And ask Alan in the chat, he'll say, because when I was standing in the new part of the cemetery that's still used today, it felt really weird. And right across it, there's a hill, and there was like a kind of wee cave going halfway into the hill. It's just like a natural cave. It doesn't go forward about 10 feet or something. And I was drawn to that, and I'm wondering if maybe that was used at one point for a lookout for where the battle was, or is that where they're all congregating now?
As you were saying about the people were getting buried, that's maybe where the burial was for the bodies of maybe used as some sort of pit, if you like.
Dakota, are you feeling anything more? Is anything happening? Is there... Can I hear you?
Welcome back, Dots. We did think you had been abducted.
We did, Dots. We thought you'd been taken to inter space.
There he's away again.
Something does not like Dakota. Something doesn't like.
Oh dear.
Something doesn't like Dakota tonight. There's something really funky going on.
Who's beaming up Dakota? Is Dakota sure he keeps disappearing, guys?
I know. It's madness. This is... I know. Poof. Iron Firehorse. Poof. He's gone.
He's gone.
It's
yeah,
ridiculous.
like a mass grave during the war. See, you don't know, where did all those bodies go?
They dug a big hole, put them all in it.
Right.
The lucky ones that had family, they would be taken away and buried somewhere. But in the days, in the 1500s, they dug a big hole and put you in it.
There's Alan saying that he had a male presence close to him that followed him from the church at Elvenfoot. Wow.
Really? You never told me that. When did that? How far did that follow you home, Alan?
Chris, you got to work on stalking people, man. This is getting ridiculous.
I know. Alan, I was driving. I couldn't help it. I had to.
Is that what they're talking about, Dots? The Lionsgate portal opened on the 8th. Maybe that's it. Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's something going on tonight.
I have felt a shift in my spirituality in the last couple of weeks, and I've also had a few revelations that I've been doing all my life. I'll not get deep into it just now, but things that I've been doing all my life, I've realised is something else. So it's definitely a time right now of people going up that next step. So the void, if you like, for that transitioning is there. So we're going to feel it, guys. We're going to feel it, and strange things are going to happen. Just note it down, write everything down in a journal that's going on around you.
Oh, yeah. There's certainly a lot of strange stuff. That live that you all contacted me, everybody that were trying to contact me, my phone was on flight mode.
Uh-huh.
But eventually I noticed when I turned on the iPad, when I opened the iPad, everybody was trying to get me. That night, when I joined that live, it felt weird in there. It felt really weird.
Yeah.
With Sherry and you, Drew. It was something. There's just something.
That's
I don't know what it was.
Though, because you were in that era and you were just doing a walkthrough, but you did pick up on the energy. You were picking up on it.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's what I said, Alan, it's weird.
When Sherry and Phoenix and Mystical and things was watching it, they could see the energy, how intense the energy was just for your live stream. And Sherry was the only one, unfortunately, in the live stream that seen it because nobody else was in. But then when you did the video, everybody that's open and can see those things could see the portals. They could see the.
Did you notice something?
The energy.
There's something that I captured, and I'm amazed that none of you have noticed it yet.
Right.
on the video because I've seen it a few times. I've watched it now a few times. Remember, I did the video and I walked in and I opened the door. I was like, the door was really tight, right? So I opened it, right, and it was like the floor was uneven. It wasn't shut again because I was going to leave it, so I just left it. And I walked around about, and then I come back out, and it was open. See how I went, and then started like 20 minutes later. I started the live stream. See, when I walked back in, the door was closed.
Oh, you did say something about a door being open or closed.
You hear me in the live. Everybody heard me in the live saying, "Oh, look, that door's closed." Mm-hmm. And I had trouble getting that open because it was all swollen up with the rain.
As well, see where the painted glass, what you call it, the stone glass was?
Yes.
On the video, it looked as if either there was something outside changing the colour of it or the inside, like as if there was maybe a little, not a shadow, but something casting over it, if you know what I mean. You know about this boy in.
Which is quite interesting, everybody. You'll find this interesting, Daisy. It was weird, the light was coming in some of the stained glass windows, like Jesus and all that kind of stuff. But seeing the outside, it was all metal steel shutters that they'd put up over the windows. But when I was inside, one of the glass windows had looked like it was light coming through. But when I went back outside, there was a metal shutter with no holes in it over the top of it.
Interesting.
Which is quite interesting. Did you notice that, Drew? See, when I was inside and I was scanning the camera about, and I looked into the corner and there was a window, one of those church windows, and it had a figure of Jesus on it. And the light was shining through it. Right? The light was shining through it. And I thought, I actually said on the camera, I said, look at that window, that looks nice. Right? And Alan will back me up in this, because see, when we went back outside and right around the other side, see all the windows, they were all metal shutters on them.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know this. Yeah, the glass stained windows that are in that place, and some of them are broken, are actually really old. They go back to the 16th, 17th century.
It just looked as if, like, not a shadow walking across it, but like sometimes you were looking at it and it was bright, and then other times it was like dull. So I don't know what that was about, but it was a beautiful window.
I'm going to say this, take a mask with you tomorrow. Alan's not going inside. It's too toxic for him. He's breathing that. Right. I don't particularly care. I'll just walk in without one. But it's just weird. It was a residence there. Somebody stayed in there, they died in there and they were found.
It makes you wonder if they made the hole in the roof deliberate so that it did kind of bring itself down, doesn't it? Because nobody's looking after it. And it's just going to end up an eyesore. And that's probably what the spirits are unrested about. They know that's going to happen.
It was 4 years ago when that team went in and the ghost called them a name. Yeah. But what happened is, I don't know if you've noticed this, if you leave a house empty, or a building empty, and don't put any heating into it over the winters, and then if a window gets broken, the wetness and the dampness gets in, plaster just cracks and falls off. There's no heat getting into the building.
You know yourself, some of these locations, especially locations like that, the spirits are wanting your help. So did that team go in there? Did the spirits sense off of that team that they weren't going to help them anyway? So is that why the spirits reacted like that? Because they knew that those people were walking in with the intent of just getting footage, nothing else, no helping the spirits out or anything. So us going back with the intent that we've got in our hearts, that we want to actually help the spirits either cross over, tell their story, figure out if there's anything we can do to help them, they're probably going to talk to us more and not be as unwelcoming, because they'll feel in our hearts that we're there for their
I've actually got photos here, but I've not got time to show them what it was like inside it. Save the photos. I don't know if Dakota could add them really quickly. If I sent these to you, Dakota, could you bring them up really quickly?
We'll see.
If he's allowed.
Just give us a sec. If you're allowed. This is what it was like inside it, right? And just wait till you see this. This is going to shock you. I need to save the photos first. I just need, because I can't show them all. There's the Jesus one. That's interesting. I'll send you. I'm not showing you them all, right? I'm just going to send you a selection, okay? Just going to go to Dakota now.
I know, Alan.
It was quite sad. It was, I'll admit, quite sad.
But it shows that Alan's open, because Alan, you said, walked up and he knew he wasn't going in. That's because Alan could feel that energy as he's walking up to that church. So, Alan, you're more open than you realise.
Mm-hmm. And then I've obviously got the original pictures of the place, what it's like now. Let me go to my other one, download them. It's quite devastation in the place now. There we go. Share the safety device. This is a really interesting picture, guys. This is it's downloading now. I keep everything in a what do you call it? A Wi-Fi what do you call it? Hard drive. So as I've got everything.
That's the best way to keep it all.
Aye. It's 10 terabytes or something like that. It's so as I save all my videos and stuff. But you'll find that those pictures that I sent you there are really interesting. I mean, the devastation inside it now is quite interesting, and I couldn't figure out why. Aye. Now, see that bit there? I've sent you the last one I sent you, Dakota, is actually what it's like now.
Mm-hmm.
There's one that I just sent you, Dakota, that's what it's like now. And it's there. That's what it's like now. I take that. Right, you can see it looks like it's been hit by a missile.
Yeah.
Now, you see how the light's shining through the middle one there?
Yeah.
For the outside, there's a metal cover over the top of that.
Wow.
Do you not find that a bit odd?
That's odd.
Yeah. There's a big metal plate right across it, which I found quite strange.
It's funny how that corner's as dark as well. Why is it as dark?
See the far corner?
Mm-hmm.
The bit where there's a kind of red bit in the window. The floor's missing. There's a big hole in the floor. It's got a cellar. That's why you have to be very careful. But if you go through the other pictures that I've sent you, that's what it was like before it fell into total disrepair. So
basically somebody set that up as a home, and then when they've died, nobody's cared.
I bet. Yeah.
It would have made for a good home for somebody else as well if they had just got it at the proper time and put it on the market.
Very eerie feeling about that place. Very eerie.
Probably because now there's been that many things has put the place in unrest.
There was a lot of graffiti in the walls that I didn't show, and that there was just stuff on them that I didn't like. I'm not talking about it here, but there was quite a lot of graffiti in the walls, which I found interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know if anybody's getting in there and practicing anything.
Well, that's what I was thinking. These places usually have a cellar. Was there a cellar there?
Oh, aye. It's got a cellar, aye.
I take it there's no way getting down.
Well, the very corner, the floor's missing in the corner. You can see your way down.
So yeah, fall through the floor.
Yeah. That's why I was walking on it. It was moving from side to side. And I was like, I'm not going. Nah. That's why I told Alan to step outside.
Is because most of the time, if anything was going on, it would be in the basement.
Yeah.
You know? But we can definitely have a nosy around as long as we can find a safe way to navigate.
I wouldn't go any further than the mannequin lying on the floor as you go through the door in that picture that I sent you. I wouldn't go any further because the floor's totally rotten.
That would probably be enough room to communicate anyway, as long as you're actually in their space. We could do it from outside as well, but you're actually better being on their territory to communicate with what's actually at the core of the place. So we could definitely do that.
To be honest with you, the soldiers, I felt that they were standing at the other side of the wall next to the graveyard.
Probably, Chris.
As if they were waiting. Yeah, as if they were waiting. Which is
the
interesting.
The guardians of the cemetery maybe make it that way, though. Because the gatekeepers of the cemetery won't want, 300 soldiers on the sacred land where the spirits are already there resting, if you like.
Yeah.
Well, the gatekeepers will have a lot to do with that.
There is a Commonwealth war graves there too. There was a pilot for World War II in the older bat. You got to remember it's still a working graveyard. There's still people get buried there to this day.
Yeah.
But the graveyard's been looked after, but the church was privately owned.
See, the fact that they're still putting people in that cemetery, they must be aware of what state the church is in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was talking to a farmer about it, and he says, yeah, nobody can do anything about it because they don't know who owns it.
So basically, you could go claim it.
You could claim it, but if you claim it, you're going to have to pay for the upkeep of it. Because it's the roof's collapsing and stuff like that. So as soon as you claim that, you're going to have about £500,000-600,000 bill to put a new roof and heating in it, because it's a listed building.
Crazy how it can go to waste like that. It's a beautiful church.
It's not worth it, you know. But
it's one of the old style churches, isn't it? If you look at it, it's one of the right old style churches that you could tell it was the heart of the community, such like.
Will you think of the weddings and the christenings and the funerals that took place in that church?
Probably all farmers. I know. Sad.
And miners. Mostly lead gold miners and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you think about the energy. I mean, if you've got the stone tape theory, you imagine what the walls of that place is absorbed. You imagine what it's like in there at this very moment.
I know.
Imagine what it's like in there right now. The pitch darkness.
It would be good to be, but we'll need to wait till it creeps in a little bit more. But it would be good to be up there at dawn, where we're there in daylight, but we're also there when the night time falls, which is usually about, what time are we at? About 9, 9:30, I do believe. It'd be good to be there and feel the change, because you can feel the change in Greyfriars if you stay there when the dawn comes, if you know what I mean.
I get the feeling that when I was in that graveyard that we had to be out before a certain time.
I'll be the gatekeeper.
There was a lot of iron fence right round about it, which I found quite interesting. Because iron iron's meant to ward off evil, is it not?
Yeah. Did you speak to the gatekeeper when you went in?
I actually forgot, but the way out, I went, what do you call it? Thanks for letting me run your graveyard. And I gave them a penny, and I pinged it into the grass, and I said, there you go, there's a present for you.
Right, that's good.
It was a penny, of course. There wasn't anything larger than a penny, but it was a penny.
They probably appreciate the copper more than the silver anyway, because it's always been pennies I was told to leave.
Yeah. As if anybody picks that up. Because I was wondering, if you leave money in a graveyard, what about on someone thing with soul that comes along to visit his relations and goes, oh, look, there's some coppers, picks them up and puts them in their pocket. Will that not take the energy?
No, because your intent of giving that present over at that time you give it is what they feed on. It's not the actual money. It's that intent of giving. Is that intent of love energy, if you like, is what that is. Not the actual token itself.
So, while we're here, Drew, do you want to tell them all about your broomsticks and pentagrams, your shopping, all that? So, as everybody that's not subscribed to you does subscribe to you, and I'll share your channel in the chat.
Yes, guys, I have got it's UK and Ireland only at the moment. That's the only thing. My Etsy shop is up and running. It is also a private shop if you want to mail me privately, and I'll do things behind the scenes without it being an Etsy. because if you go through Etsy and message me through Etsy, I need to continue doing it through there. So yeah, it's Broomsticks by Drew on Etsy. It's also Broomsticks and Pentagrams on Facebook and on my own website. So it's just things like protection pouches, sleep pouches, oils, which is like for chronic pain, to show love, to draw in abundance, luck. Basically anything spiritual that's on there. And if there's anything on there that you don't see, you want me to try, definitely just give me an email, guys. But thank you for letting me share that.
Any problem. It helps your channel get out there, and it helps stuff get out there. And I must admit, you do have a lot of kind of nice looking stuff and all that. Yeah, I mean, all the potions. What about you, Dakota? We could get you a couple of big sacks to hang around with your neck, protection pouches. The amount of times you've been kicked out tonight.
Yeah.
Like that actually helps me in my case, but
you never know. I don't know what went on the night, and I don't think we ever will find out what happened tonight. But I don't know. I just feel that something's going to happen. The more I've got, I'm not talking about us at the church. I'm talking about something in the ether that's going on.
Yeah.
Something in the ether's going on. I'll go to do the live tomorrow night, and Dakota disappeared. He'll have been beamed up.
Well, we are dealing with cartel members for tomorrow night, so.
Thank you, Dot.
Yes. So, Dakota, please tell everybody about tomorrow's show. That's going to be interesting.
So, some people may have heard the bit of rumors coming out about alien attacks in Peru. Some more information to come out about that. They can back one of the theories I had. Not aliens, number one, but you gotta admit there's a lot going on, especially with the David Grush incident, as well as the fires out of Maui. Our thoughts and prayers to those affected, because I do believe they said the death toll for that has gone up to 80.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Another incident where strange lasers from the sky and multiple points of origin for the fires.
Yeah. I seen that too.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's
ironically, it's Zuckerberg that owns a lot of the land that's getting burned.
Yeah. It's so to do with this the climate hoax kind of thing to get you to gear up your gasoline car from an electric car that bursts into flames.
I don't know. A lot of those people were listed on the Epstein files, and there's a lot of isolated land in that area.
There's a lot of strange things. And so if you want to get into the conspiracy side of things tomorrow, guys, please tune in. You never know. You might see Dakota getting beamed up by aliens. Or even worse, the cartel pulling up outside and dragging me or him off. More likely to be him because he's out in America. It's easy to get to South America, you know. Just pointing that out there. You know, dragging him off and screaming and shouting. But we will remember you. We will remember you. You know. So, Drew, do you have any shows on tomorrow night or anything?
Try to think what night's this Saturday. Not tonight, no. Usually we watch Christina Ghost Squad on a Saturday night. She's live, so I'll probably be heading over there. My next time I'll be live is probably Sunday or Monday night. I don't know what I'll be doing, but probably live. So just keep an eye on my channel, guys. I'm live 2 or 3 times a week. And also on Mystical Love and Light's channel, I'm live on a Tuesday night. So just keep an eye out. You'll find us somewhere.
Yeah. So thank you, Drew, for coming tonight. Dakota, I hope nothing bad happens to you tonight. What I mean is in the sense that alien activity or strange beings in the night visit you. You know? But I mind you, the amount of crazy stuff.
Back my shit.
There's some crazy stuff going on. There is some crazy stuff going on. So we'll catch you all later, dudes, and remember, check us out tomorrow for another amazing show. Catch you later.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe anywhere you see Bald and Bonkers for even more insanity. Be sure to spread the love to the Bald and Bonkers boys' other endeavors. And a special thank you to our audience, guests, and everyone else who helps make this crazy ride happen. Amazing things are ahead. Learn more by visiting www.baldandbonkers.net. See you next time. Much love and take care.
2.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. From the deepest jungles to the outmost reaches of space and beyond the veils of death itself, the Bald and Bonkers boys are back for another episode. It's no secret that you won't know what will happen next, but Dakota Franson and Chris Moore promise that all bets are off. Viewer discretion and straitjackets advised. These two idiots live up to the name.
I'm going to say it right now. What the fuck is going on with this fucking stream? I mean, seriously, I can watch. I'm sitting
you and I are both
like,
on there. So, I figured we fake like a little banter during the delay just to have some fun with it, but I don't know.
I honestly just don't. I
know someone on Facebook's like, "There's no sound." We know. We don't know how to fix it.
We're trying to fix it, man. For God's sake. And anyway, we don't know who you are. Facebook user.
Click on the link so many different places on Facebook, like Chris's adultery. It's always the ugly ones.
Did you hear that? That's terrible, by the way, saying that about that.
You just now realize
you have just got the wrath. You have just got the wrath. Oh my God! Right. Honestly, just have to do what you want to him. Honestly, I don't care. You realize you will come.
Eric Thompson and Anne Marie Young. Yeah, we know. For some reason, when we pop on these shows, when it's both of us on
that's
here,
the weird thing.
For some reason, the intro always has a weird delay. We don't know what we're doing to cause it. And the customer service for Streamlabs has been kind of a dick when we try to ask. Cocaine aliens, that's why they travel so fast.
What's that? Cocaine aliens, that's why they travel. No, but here's an interesting thing, right?
Dots.
Why is it when I do my shows, I don't have this problem, right? But when I invite you on as a guest on my show on a Friday night, because we did remember with that streaming software, it didn't happen. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't like you. That's what it is.
I know. For some reason, when I go to do my streams by myself because I'm getting sick of this asshole,
that's
it doesn't
terrible,
do it.
Dots. You need that. You go and have a cup of tea now.
Hey, actually, he's not that far off though. When you really think about it.
What? Well, I don't know if aliens are into that kind of thing, I don't know if they're doing lines right now as we speak in the Galactic Federation. If they're into that kind of thing, if they're into that kind of thing, karaoke machines.
Hey, I once did a movie where the main character got his powers from snorting meth.
Yes, you can actually find that on IMDb. It's called Confessions of a UFOologist, starring Dakota here.
No, it's called Arch Enemy. It stars Joe Manganiello.
I bet you
I'm serious.
To that and they'll actually, for God's sake.
No, I'm serious. That's the name of the movie.
Again, you're guaranteed to lose your monetization if you actually say what Dots has put in the chat.
So the fuck what? Would they already fight us?
We can't get monetized anyway.
I know they're already fighting us. Why do you think that I'm starting to build the new fucking streaming service? I just did. I wasn't supposed to say that yet.
There you go.
Whoopsie!
It's only £5 million to join us. No, it's not.
But anyway, so Christopher,
yes,
a lot of shit going on when it comes to this fucking UFO shit, especially with the mess down in Peru.
Look, the stuff that's in Peru, I'm going to say it. I learned for you, and I've been watching stuff. Last night I was watching stuff before I went to my bed. I'm going to blame the drug cartel here. You're closer to Peru than I am, so if you want to take MD away, he's the owner of the company.
No, that's actually who the prosecutors down there are trying to put on.
There's Emerald Paranormal in the chat there. Hello, Jenny. Hello.
Oh, Jenny, we're gonna have some confessions about your boyfriend here.
Jenny, it's just winding you up. He's a pain in the arse. It really is. Sometimes it kens that I'm doing an energy because I wasn't doing an investigation today, guys. I'm tired.
You're down on energy.
I'm going to set Jenny.
You're acting like you snorted something. There, Escobar.
I'm drinking St. Helena. It's made by nuns, by the way, what I've been told.
St. Helen's nuts?
St. Helena. You fucking idiot. St. Helena. It's made by nuns, I think.
You're sucking off nuns. Got it. Okay. Didn't realize you had that sort of fetish.
I am all ears, low. Look, Jenny, I've got this fucking idiot sitting tonight. I'm drained after doing an investigation. I've got my crystal here because I'm totally drained, and he's taking advantage of me, Jenny. Jenny will come for you. She'll come for you. She'll come and get you.
Yeah. I'd be more concerned when she finds out about the other two women you're messing with.
See, Jenny, honestly, see him, by the way, he's a pain in the fucking ass.
I'll give you names, Jenny. Just let me know.
Look, can I watch it? There's she's saying this. She's. I'm telling you, she's coming to get you now for winding everybody
She's wanting to watch it. She's wanting to watch you do something to yourself. Probably take that crystal and shove it up your mouth.
Jenny, honestly, I think when you come over to Ireland to do an investigation, you need to be locked in the vault of despair at Leap Castle.
That actually.
No, you, Jenny. I'll talk to him next door. This idiot. He's taking advantage of me, Jenny, because I've got the energy. I'm totally ran down.
What is any different about me tonight? Roasting you
because I'm tired. I'm worn out. I'm usually more spontaneous. I'm more energetic. You know. We need to have a wee talk, my little frog. See you,
little froggy. Little froggy.
It's my little. I call it my little frog. How? What's wrong with that?
What, you got a Kermit and Miss Piggy thing going?
Well, she likes getting called wee frog. It's a thing that when we first met. If anybody doesn't know, me and Jenny are dating each other. There you go.
And you and who else?
Now everybody knows.
Okay.
Because just in case you think that it's just a thing, you know. We call each other. You know.
Hey, I'm just surprised anyone would date you.
Do you hear that, Jenny? Jenny, being my Irish friend, will you please, when he comes to Ireland, will you do terrible things to him for me, please? Can we look him in Leap Castle?
Oh, she can aim right for me Lucky Charms.
That was not Irish. That was me.
I know.
What is it? That wasn't even Irish. That was me.
I know, that was horrible.
Vulcan in that. I don't know what the hell that was.
Vulcan.
I love long and prosper. I can't fucking date you. It's me like that.
Yeah.
You know?
It's that.
But anyway, let's get to the fucking subject tonight. Talk about fucking stupid pish, right?
All right.
What?
So.
What's that?
There's
P.
kind of
Duffy 4. Oh, I feel sorry for P. Duffy 4. No one dates him. That's terrible. Is there anybody in the chat that's maybe lonely? That's maybe.
Jenny says she knows still a few leprechauns. Well, you do look about as short as one.
Feel free, Jenny. Feel free to comment the names in the chat as you want. You will not get blocked, honestly. You have.
I actually had a weird idea for an alternate name for if we didn't decide to go for Bald and Bonkers.
That's terrible, isn't it, Jenny?
The wank and the yank.
I could put my hand through and slap him in the side of the head there.
Yeah, get in line.
What's that? Cracking my nut. I'm telling you, by the way, she will come for you, by the way. She will get onto an airplane. You'll wake up tomorrow, there'll be banging at the door, you'll open it and the big horn will come and grab you. I'm telling you.
You're calling your girlfriend a what?
What?
What? You're called your girlfriend a big what?
I never called her anything. See, this is
you're calling her names.
You have to deal with this. Like, some may not know this, but Dakota is still in his infancy. What age are you now? 23, 24?
27.
Does look like he's 74. But it's obviously, I don't know what's going on there, a genetic thing. But there's actually, your mum posted a picture of you in 2013 on your Facebook. Did you see it?
Which one are you talking about?
You're fighting like Iron Man or something like that. I can't mind what it was.
That was a fucking Smurf.
Was that what it was? I put at the bottom, I couldn't resist it, ladies and gentlemen. I put, you haven't changed much. And you look exactly the fucking same. But do you have like the fountain of youth at your back or something like that?
My back has been sweating like it's the fucking fountain of youth lately with this goddamn heat.
I know. So come on, this is a UFO. Stop talking about the UFOs.
Well, quit fucking distracting me, you fucking wanker. What is in the air today?
I just fucking don't know. I'm going to drink my nun's orange juice or something. The orange juice that the nuns squeezed with their feet.
Whatever you're into.
Well, it's a hobby, isn't it?
Jenny's warming up the nun costume from the Exorcist movie. No,
see, they're making a new Nexorcist. I was going to say Nexorcist. I was going to say they're making a new Exorcist.
Yeah, anyway. I saw that. Anyway. So, Peru. A lot of you probably heard by now we're trying to segue into a serious conversation, but I feel that Chris is going to make a dumbass remark, get on your knees. I don't think he would get back up.
The way my back is, the noon how tired I was, I'll just stay there all night like that.
Well, he does look like a pale grimace.
Hey, cheeky bugger. That's terrible, isn't it? Terrible.
See what I mean? I just tried to go into a fucking conversation, but y'all just distracted me.
Honestly, I'm going to eat my love hearts here and what you call it?
Oh, yeah, we're about to get an ASMR show. All right, so obviously we've heard there's going to be a lot of discussion about this. There's still a lot of people that are trying to say, oh, it's blue beam. Oh, it's blue beam. Okay, first off, if it was legitimately a blue beam attack, it would not just be isolated to one country. You have to take into consideration what the most likely scenario is when it comes to the situation in Peru about the villagers being attacked and all that. People thinking that some sort of big monster is in the area and having some bigger power come in, one of the oldest conquest tricks in the book. And guess what? Peru officials are starting to go after drug cartels who are wanting to establish mining operations.
Not just drug cartels. It's not just drug cartels, though. It's also gold mining companies.
Yeah, run by the cartel.
Run by the cartels.
They have their own arm.
Look, that's what they do. They'll build this wee community with like 500 people. And they'll say, oh, the aliens are coming there. And everybody will run away out their houses and take all their belongings. Yeah. And then the cartel and the gold company will move in, milk after it and do the
I can't remember the exact name of it, but you know how this was a few episodes back. I went to talk about how the CIA gained power in the Philippines.
No. But,
all right. Brief refresher. Basically, the CIA wanted to gain political influence in the Philippines. So they staged a series of murders based on a local monster known as the Aswang, or Aswang, or however it's pronounced. Basically, a type of vampire. They literally murdered innocent people, made it look like they were attacked by a vampire, moved in with military influence, waited a few weeks, said that the scary monster was captured, earned the trust of the local population, and were able to do what they want. In the month of June, U.S. naval forces were started rolling into Peru as part of the joint operations. anytime these arrangements happen, there's usually deals that go on for tech, weapons, you name it. This is how Al-Qaeda was originally founded in order to help fight the Russians during the Cold War.
Yeah.
Apparently, I didn't know this until recently, there's actually, there's also that story about the man who had his face ripped off.
I seen that, but
his
skin,
I
found out more
his
about
muscle,
that.
The skin and muscle tissue, all ripped off clean from his skull. Apparently, there's actually a local monster that's been known to do that to people.
There's videos on TikTok of that, but here we go into the TikTok side of things. TikTok will do 99.9% of it's shite, right? Coming from a Scottish person, right? There's got to be some stuff that's kind of real on TikTok, but then there's got to be this. Somebody's already pointed it out, and there's already been a couple of morticians that have already pointed this out. What do you call the doctors that are specialists in like, dead bodies? What do you call them? What do you call them again? No, morticians. You came up talking about they've got another name. They work for the police. What do you call? They've got a name.
Forensics.
Forensics. They've actually pointed out that it's all. What do you call that material? It's fake. It's a fake body. It's a fake because if you look at the skull, you can see it's plastic or something that it's made of. That's too clean. That's too clean. Come on, there'd be some blood. There'd be something. Jesus Christ! It's what do you call it? It's just rubber. That's all it is. The body's rubber. There might be an ancient alien type being that maybe at one time lived in the woods. Maybe it still does, like Bigfoot or something like that. But that one that's on YouTube, YouTube is TikTok, is fake. It's 100% pish.
You also got to consider the 15-year-old who got her neck sliced when she managed to get away from these things. She actually got a photo of her attacker,
right,
which is awfully impressive. And a lot of people, obviously, where like 95% of our audience comes from the Elena Denon and her
Corner,
circles.
Thank you. Person in the chat is Corner.
It's hard to keep track of what he thinks he's thinking.
Well, especially after I've been in a kind of investigation, I'm running around like 4%, like an old phone.
Yeah, he's running on an old flip phone instead of his usual slightly newer flip phone.
I don't use a flip phone. I use an iPhone. I'm an Apple man.
Perfect for old men.
Maybe so. They're easy to use, though. They're kind of foolproof, you know?
Yeah. Until you drop one.
Look, we're not saying that there's no such thing as aliens in that in Peru, because there is a lot of like UFO incidents in Peru. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of downed UFOs that's meant to have been crashed there. But what we are saying is that the local cartels, if you want to visit MD, Dakota here owns Bonkers, you might visit him first, do that so as they can gain advantages in the local townspeople. You got to remember they're not just mining gold, they're mining, what is it? Is it sapphires they're called? What is it? It's a rare type the green sapphires. And they're mined in Peru. And what they do is they move the villagers out so as they can mine them. So as rich people in the Western countries can have it in their Rolexes and stuff like that.
Oh, exactly. There is a huge fucking profit when it comes to this type of stuff. And that's immediately what I try to tell people. You want to know what they're looking for, you need to start looking at geographical data. What do they believe is going to be in these regions? Now, it's South America. You could probably go deep into the jungles and find Nazi bunkers full of shit still that just haven't been located because it's just making the trip alone is risky.
Oh, there is in Peru, there is meant to be Nazi bunkers. There's meant to be stuff to do with the Nazis. So
because there's no extradition
treaty. They've never been found. Yeah, and to this day, some of these bunkers that were sealed up could still and there's treasure hunters out there that have actually said this. There could be bunkers out there in the Peruvian jungle filled to the neck with gold.
Mm-hmm.
Machine guns, tanks. I mean, tanks wouldn't last long nowadays. But what I'm saying is the gold would. Can you imagine the price of gold during the war? Now? A lot of that gold was stolen from the Jews. Yeah, I mean, most of it came for teeth. It's really interesting. The Nazis actually had barrels barrels and barrels and barrels, and all it was people's teeth filled with gold.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible. And a lot of that was shipped across in the U-boats to Peru.
Mm-hmm.
In case there was the war.
Argentina, quite a few South American nations were allied with Germany during the war. And
there's
there was also no extradition.
Silicon, that's what the bodies were made of. Yeah, silicon, thank you.
Silicon is very close to how our skin actually works.
Yeah. Look, I was actually, before the live tonight, we were actually talking about did Adolf Hitler die in the bunker? Because I was watching a movie, The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich, and a lot of people think that he left and went to South America. I definitely think he made it to South America, because it's quite interesting, because they've got his remains. The Russians have got his remains, right? But there was a certain type of soil on his remains that didn't come from Berlin, from where it said it was. It comes from, wait for this, South America. So what's to say they just didn't dig them up after a couple of years, put them in a box and send them back and say, oh, this is where it came from.
Here's the thing. So, that backs up this thing further. If Hitler truly died in that bunker,
yes,
why did the Allied forces spend millions upon millions upon millions of dollars trying to look for this motherfucker after the war?
Yeah.
If we already had his body, why were we still looking? And there's actual declassified documents from the CIA that show a tubby old man they fully believe was Adolf Hitler, who managed to live up as a llama farmer up until his 90s.
A lot of people don't realize that Adolf Hitler had 3 or 4 doubles.
Mm-hmm.
And who's to say that the one in the bunker, maybe it's true, maybe Hitler did stay in the bunker at the very end and kill himself, but maybe it wasn't the real Hitler. Maybe he was told in the end, because there's the story of the Hitler basically having a meltdown in the bunker, again, the one where he's shouting at all the generals. Mm-hmm. Who's to say that he didn't know that he was going to get rescued, and that's why he had a meltdown? He knew he was fucked, basically, because he was completely surrounded.
You also got to consider the Nazis were hopped up on meth. Very popular wartime drug to reduce sleep time. Hitler indulged in it quite a bit himself.
Yes.
But he also was not a dumb man.
Methamphetamine. They used it in high doses.
Yeah. Japanese used it too.
Yeah, it would keep you alert. He was able to stay up. He'd be able to stay up and command his armies and stuff like that. And I do think, and I'm going to come out here with this, I do think Hitler knew a lot more about the UFO subject.
Oh, he was a fanatic.
Yes, look, we all remember Mike the Naked Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And remember we had him on and do the show about the Nazis. And we were talking about certain castles in Germany and how they actually would, this is the SS we're talking about here, would do these weird rituals, right? And they would bring in train loads. And this is true, guys. They would bring in train loads of Jews and nobody would ever see them leave.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nobody would see them leave. They would all go into this room and nobody would ever come back out again. So what happened to the people? Were they in? Or were they taken away to a different reality? See where I'm going with this? I think Hitler escaped, right? And I think he knew lots about the UFO subject, and that's why the government wanted him. Look what happened to that fleet of ships. What was that admiral? Went down to the South Pole? Remember?
Admiral Byrd,
right. there was something to do with that because they were going down there to what do you call it? Get to get the original Nazis that had set up camp there. Come on, they were that fleet of ships that they turned down there was decimated.
Oh yeah,
decimated. Right? I could understand if it was Germans. Maybe there was a stronghold of Germans and stuff like that. Maybe sink one ship, but no, nearly all of them and totally decimate them. There's something else is at play here. There's a lot of the history that's been covered up. World War II history has been covered up. South America and Peru, there's things in South America and Peru that's never been found.
You can also blame the Rockwells for that one.
The who?
The Rockwells.
That's right. Yeah.
That family bought the official records for the Second World War.
Yeah.
Now, private collector, history buffs, they got the money. Understandable, but nevertheless, bounces back to the Rockwells. Same thing with a lot of how, say, the school systems nowadays, highway systems being built around the idea to allow soldiers to be able to freely move in the event war breaks out.
Yeah. What was that's really annoying me. What was the name of that castle, that famous castle with the SS in Germany that Mike was telling us about? The one that was famous for the SS in Germany, and it was famous for the ones where the Jews were took. Oh, it's I can't mind what it's called, but it's a funny shaped castle, and the Nazis actually put in railways right to it. And instead of the Jews going to like the concentration camps, they were took to this castle, and they all shuffled in. They shut the door. Bob's your uncle. The next day they were gone, and there was actually reports for soldiers that normal German soldiers that never went into the castle because they were in the SS. That said that the Jews and people with learning difficulties and that would go in and never come back out, and they don't know what happened to them. And Mike's idea was that it was something otherworldly that was taking them and doing things to
sacrifice.
Them. Yeah, because if you go inside, it's like a feeding chamber kind of thing. Yeah. So what were they worshipping that was maybe giving them power? I mean, let's face it, the Nazis were doing bloody well during the war. No, it wasn't called it, it was another one. Just type in famous SS castles, and you'll find it. What was I talking about there? Well, we went mad again. A brain freeze for a second there. Look, what was I talking about there? Help us out there. What was I just talking about there?
We were going into the railways.
Railways, Nazis, right? The railways and the Nazis, right? They were going in and they were just disappearing, right? They didn't even take bodies out. So where were they going? Mike's theory thought it was maybe something like the lichens. The lichens, you know what I'm talking about? The lichens, the werewolves.
Yeah, there was...
How the Nazis... Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But here's the thing. The Nazis amazingly took every country nearly. They were doing bloody well, right? They were doing bloody well, right? I'll put that out there for that. But at the and then it all just changed like that. As if something stepped in. There's actually reports, and you can look this up, guys. There's reports out there where German aircraft were shot down by glowing balls.
Mm-hmm.
And there's actually a very rare recording of Adolf Hitler in his real voice talking to his generals in his train, saying, "How could we lose 34,000 tanks in 2 days? How could we lose 34,000 tanks in 2 days?" And the general goes, "We don't know who they are, but they're taking us out." So, did they piss somebody off?
It's quite obvious they pissed something off.
Yeah.
Because you don't start losing that much support that quickly unless you pissed
34,000
off
tanks. Jesus.
They pissed off somebody important to their war efforts, without a doubt.
German fighter pilots.
We may never know.
German fighter pilots, there's loads of accounts of German fighter pilots saying that they were chasing after these glowing balls and they couldn't shoot them down.
The Allies were having issues with those Foo Fighters too.
But strangely, the Foo Fighters, these glowing balls wouldn't harm the Allies. It's as if they recognised they were good. Whereas the Nazis that would cut their airplanes out, their engines would just cut out and they drop out the sky like a brick.
There was at one point where the Foo Fighters were attacking the Allies, but again, there's one point, for some odd reason, something switched sides. Maybe they started to realize exactly what the Nazis were doing.
Yeah, I'm just going to search for that castle.
Fuck these motherfuckers. And let's face it, with everything that's kind of going on nowadays, it backs up the theory that the Nazis are... Which one?
Wellsburg Castle.
Yeah.
That's the one where they were tearing into guys. Wellsburg, it's... Here we go. This is just Wikipedia for you. This castle, located in the villas of Wellsburg, is the district town of Bru, Westland. And the German castle was from 1934 by the SS until 1945. And there'd be trains that would take the prey in there, was one would be.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually research it. There's a lot on it. There's a lot of history on it. There's a lot of strange things. Inside it, it's got a weird bit inside where they would all do their weird satanic or whatever it was you want to call it stuff that they did.
I don't know, man. Some of the shit, honestly, some of the shit they were up to, even Satan himself would be disgusted.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean,
the devil has morals, believe it or not.
Yeah, I mean, the devil's really got a job. The devil's got a job to punish the evil, right? Everybody thinks that the devil is out there to cause harm and man and stuff like that, but the devil's really just got a job to look after, to stop evil, kind of thing, right? And you imagine what they were doing to those poor Jews, and it wasn't just Jews; it was gypsies, it was Russian soldiers, it was people with learning difficulties, and it was also people that didn't agree with them.
Oh yeah,
right. So
sound awful familiar.
Yeah, reference.
So, what's going on nowadays?
Yeah.
With woke movement wanting to shut down and physically harm people that don't agree with the ideology that fucking doesn't track in the first place.
The world is
call yourself anti-fascist, but a lot of these woke movements are following the examples of the Nazis. The Nazis may have lost that war, but they're still carrying it on.
I heard a tale. A soldier once told me. I met a soldier once that fought in World War I when he was a young boy, near the end of World War I, and then when he was about in his 40s, he went back into World War II, or it was World War II or something like that, because he was really young when he went to World War I. Right, it was just after it, and he'd worked his way up to colonel, right, and he was telling me the story about when he was fighting the Nazis and the things that he seen in their camps would disgust you. Piles and piles and piles. Put it this way, there was bulldozers. There was 4 or 5 bulldozers just bulldozing everything everywhere. And I'm not going into the graphic scenes. Right? And he said to me that, how do you know that the Allies won the war? And I said, well, V-Day and all that kind of stuff. And he says, but how do you know that the Nazis didn't win the war? Because there was a theory out there that Hitler did get away. A lot of the gold that was took was used, and the technology that they had for whoever they were was used to infiltrate the world governments of today. See where I'm going with this? Hydra. Yeah, Hail Hydra. Dude, this is how do we not know? And this is where people disappear, but kind of something I don't care. How do we not know the people that run this world today are not Nazis?
You hear talks of the Nazis talking about Antarctica bases on the moon, Mars, Venus, space weapons, things like that. They were looking into direct energy weapons back then. A lot of the reports from soldiers suggested some very cruel shit. I mean, look what just happened with the fires down in Hawaii.
That's right, guys. Listen to what Dakota's got to say about this, because I find this fascinating.
For a wildfire, how come only buildings are burnt, but the trees are fine? Wildfires, they would need to have dug into something very potent to be able to vaporize concrete.
Yeah.
There's a number of reports coming out about in the region that the Red Cross, volunteer efforts, all that, the Red Cross is partially involved in turning away assistance from the people who are needing help affected by this.
Yeah. And also...
And a lot of people are questioning the fact that a lot of the land that is being affected is owned by Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, and Oprah.
Yeah.
All individuals who have believed to have some sort of connection to human trafficking. Oprah Winfrey, her spiritual healer that she went through, recently went to prison for 99 years for human trafficking. Now, a lot of these fires, a lot of suspicious fires have also been known to take place at facilities that are about to be raided. Pfizer allegedly had a fire break out right as certain information about the jabby jab was starting to come out.
What I found interesting, because you told me about it before we started the live, and I went and had a wee quick look in the old TikTok, about the energy. Some people have actually caught the energy weapons coming down.
Oh, yeah.
There's pictures there, guys. Go and look it up. There's like a beam of light coming straight down, hitting a mountain.
They're trying to say that was lightning. Lightning does not move. Lightning can move that direct. It can. But not under natural circumstances. One problem with that. It has to be guided. It has to be guided in order to make it move that straight.
There's one problem with one of the pictures in particular. There's blue skies.
Mm.
There has to be clouds for it to be a thunderstorm or lightning. Mm. Have you ever seen lightning with no clouds, blue skies?
It's rare, but it can happen.
Can it happen? But come on, you can see it's a vertical beam. Lightning comes down like fork.
There's actually something else that's been circulating. It's be hard to test the legitimacy of it, but right, like ferrofluid, right? It's made of like a little iron. You hold a magnet to it, it starts dancing around.
Yeah.
There's a conspiracy going right now that a lot of chemtrails that were sprayed in the area before the fires break out may have actually contained small samples of this in order to help direct the energy weapons.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Allegedly.
I was actually talking to somebody about energy weapons. This is weird, because I know somebody that works in the US military, right? I'm not going to say his name, right? And he's a really, really good friend of mine, and we were actually having a conversation about weapon systems for the military, because this is what he does. He does like artillery and stuff like that. It's fine. They do wind it up. Right. And we were actually talking about, did you know that the US military have got a new weapon called graphite bombs?
Mm-hmm. I've heard about that.
This is interesting, guys. You'll find this interesting. What happens is the airplane will fly over, like say we'll take a target, we'll say London, right? Say London, no, we'll take North Korea, right? We'll just make it fucking easier. North Korea, Kim Jong-un's city, I can't mind what it's called, right? The plane will fly over the top of it, right? And it'll drop this bomb, it'll drop these bombs. and before the bombs hit the ground, they explode. Right? Now, basically, they won't even hurt you if they go near you, right? Don't worry about it, right? And what happens is they put this fine black powder in the air, and that black powder clings to anything metal or anything that can basically put a current through it, right? So you've got communication wires, you've got power lines, it clings to it. See, when it clings to it, neutralizes the power everywhere. It'll not really neutralise vehicles. It'll cause problems for vehicles, but if the vehicle's shielded, it'll be fine. But it sticks to power cables, it sticks to satellite dishes, it sticks to everything. And I think it's got a half-life of like a day or something like that. It lasts for about a day and then it starts to like drop off. It's like magnetic. And basically that's what they'll do. See if they go to war, see if we go to war with China, right? They'll fire shells. They'll drop these all over China, right? And it'll stick to their communications. And they'll probably do the same to us, right? And it'll knock out the communications completely.
And it's quite interesting. Wipe out a civilization, if you're about to wipe somebody out, what's going to be the first thing you do?
You take the communications out so as they can't warn their allies.
Make it so they can't call for help.
Yeah. China will be like, oh no, but we need to contact Russia and we need their help. But sir, the communications are down.
A lot of the reports right now, even the Chinese are getting kind of sick of the Russians.
No, that's very true. What's that? Emerald Isles paranormal lightning without clouds is dry lightning. Ken, I've never heard about that before. I've never heard about it. I've seen lightning with snowstorms and stuff, which is quite an experience.
It can happen, but conditions have to be right.
I've never seen that before. But there you go. And it just shows you how you've got to remember that's old-fashioned compared to what the technology the extraterrestrials have got. I mean, they've got ships where our fighter jets wouldn't survive whatsoever.
What are you talking
Unless
about?
We've obviously
it's like there's reports coming out of these whistleblowers that honestly, if you're reading it, it sounds like these craft are literally fucking with these fighter jets just for the hell of it.
Well, you've got to remember that this is an interesting tale that a lot of people are talking about in the UFO community, which I've been listening to. The mainstream governments, the black governments, and all that run everything. They're not really worried about the people becoming aware of this. What they're worried about is all that technology that we've got stashed away in these black sites, right? We're getting a hold of. You've got to remember, guys, we've got ships that could travel to Mars in a couple of minutes. We've got technology for clean power. And just let me put this in. Imagine one power station in, say, Britain, powering every single house, and there's zero pollution comes from it. And it's infinite power. Infinite. That means overnight, a couple of days, and you'd probably pay off the power station to build it. And after that, you wouldn't have bills. Do you know that there's actually the technology out there where there's things the size of like a can, right? Like that. And you could put it inside an electric car and it would power that electric car for about 10 years without changing that thing. You would never need to charge your car up. You would never need to fill up the gas.
No, I mean, it's just talking about when it comes to these infinite energy generators. Let's go with that. You take one that's about the size of the average sedan, the average car. You can power New York City by itself infinitely, almost.
Yeah.
That's how much juice these things got.
I'm trying to find that new element that's been discovered. Did you see that thing about the new element that's been discovered? It's a new type of material, and it's getting tested, and they say that it'll revolutionise technology. Oh, what's it called again? It just popped into my head.
Tennessee.
It's what? It's
Tennessee.
It's something that they can. It's got to make everything better. It's got to make like phones can run well for like a week when I charge and ridiculous things like that. And electric cars will be easily made and mass produce things. I can't remember what it's called. Is it 115? I can't remember what it's called. It's something KP or something like that. Is it 117?
The most recent element discovered is called, I think it's pronounced Tennessine. It's found in Russia. And it's atomic number 117. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's that. It's a new type of material that's been discovered, and it basic element 115. I think that's what it is.
Oh, and that wasn't discovered. Bob Lazar was talking about that.
No, I'm talking about the new one that it's a non-thermobaric or something material, and it's got to change. It's got to revolutionise batteries, charging, everything.
Yeah, element 115, Bob Lazar.
And it's going to revolution. It's got to make. But
wasn't recently discovered. That was recently made public. Lazar was talking about that for years. And Mr. Lazar, if you're seeing this show, answer the email so we can get you on. Sorry, I just had to say that.
I've been getting adverts for it all week. Now I can't remember what it's called. It was a new element.
You're getting adverts for what?
It was a new type of mineral. And I can't remember what it's called. It's a thymbark or something element. It'll come to me. Just wait now.
I can literally name off 1,000 things, and he won't think any one of them is it.
I had it the night in my head. I was going to do it, but it was in my head the night. And I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's for supercomputers. It's got to totally revolutionise everything.
Mm-hmm.
And they say electric cars will become. It's going to basically you can build like a battery. It'll last a long time. A battery will last a lot longer. For instance, you get you charge a battery up and it goes 160 miles or something like that. Well, with this element, you charge a battery up and you'll get like 10,000 miles. It was something stupid like that. It's going to revolutionise technology. You know, it's all this hidden technology, guys. That's hidden face is terrible, and if that's what the elite are worried about, know the fact that they're losing the grip in their power. The fact is, all this technology is got to be coming out like these. What do you call them? Healing chambers.
Yeah, the med beds. They're already rolling out.
I can't. Why hasn't anybody ever tried one then? If they've not been rolling out,
they have.
So you're telling me you can get totally healed if you climb into one of these? So how do you get into one?
There's certain areas that already have them. They're supposed to be made available to all major hospitals soon. They're slowly being rolled out.
So
you can climb in it just like you would a tanning bed.
Right. Book us in, guys. We'll test it out in Dakota first.
Yes, I would like to know if these med beds have a big and tall section. Legitimately.
We'll see yours one.
Legitimate.
You'll be able to put you in and your knees will stick out. They'll only be able to repair your upper half, and then the lower half will be all there. They have to put you in again.
No, I'm going to need double the cooking time.
What about teeth? Did they repair teeth? I'll take it that's out the question.
Teeth can be fully repaired.
Aye, if you've got loads of money. How?
No, there was a certain type of bacteria that was discovered. This was back when I was like 9 years old. That you just simply apply it to your teeth, you would never have to brush your teeth ever again. That's disappeared.
That'll be the toothpaste companies for that. But going back
to
Peru,
major revolution has been suppressed.
See in Peru and all that in the jungles and stuff. I bet you there's stashes of stuff. I ken that some of the files in that will be like maybe too wet and all that and destroyed now, but I bet there's things hidden away there. Stashed away. Technology.
That also proves a valid point that I was trying to make earlier. Again, if this was a legitimate Blue Beam operation, it would not just be these isolated incidents. Now, I will say it could very well be a psychological thing. You launch a little remote attacks here and there. Word's going to spread. People are eventually going to dismiss it. Then the second they think they see something similar, that's going to add on to the panic. But here's the thing. Why are these locations being picked? What's there? What is there that they're wanting to take attention away from? Is it simple like the gold mining operations? Or are some of these villagers unknowingly sitting on top of some of the most revolutionizing technology there is?
Yeah. Minerals, rare earth elements. Rare earth elements. Did you remember maybe about a year ago, maybe Dots can help me with this, about maybe 2 years ago, there was, I can't remember where it was in Africa, they actually found this rock that gave off its own power. The guy comes over with the two wires and he touches it and the light bulb lights up.
Yeah,
that's just totally disappeared. It's gone. It's just like totally disappeared.
See, we had the fucking chance to get Wakanda and they fucking killed it. Bastards.
Look, there'll be so many things hidden. And it's like somebody says to me the other day there, what do you think, Chris? What do you think the holy, the what do you call it, the Ark of the Covenant was? What's your opinion on that? I think it was alien tech.
Easily.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but easily. And,
because
there's a lot of people that, they still try to say, oh, why was this technology hidden? Why was this technology hidden? Why would the governments want to do that?
Magic in the days.
Well, no, I'm talking about up till the modern day.
Mm-hmm.
Look what just happened to David Grush.
Yeah.
Someone in the intelligence community leaked this man's personal medical records and tried to exploit the fact he had at least 2 incidents where police had to be involved due to post-traumatic stress.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking asshole reporter.
Mm-hmm.
Now, admittingly, Grush has stepped up and said, yes, these things did happen. But that's not what needs to be focused on.
If you go back to the Ark of the Covenant, right? Anybody that in the Bible or whatever, anybody that opened the Ark of the Covenant would unleash death, right, and destruction, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was some type of power source, and that's not the truth. I think it was some type of ancient power source that was radioactive, and I think when they opened it, people would die because obviously there was radiation of some kind.
The symptoms that would be described in some accounts of people that allegedly opened the Ark of the Covenant do line up with extreme amounts of radiation poisoning.
Mm-hmm. I seen an article last night. I'll find it and I'll send it to you. I can't remember where it was from off the top of my head. There's somewhere in the world, there's this mining operation that's going on now. And they were really, really deep. I mean, fucking deep, right? Because I can't remember what they were mining for. And they've came across a seam, and all it is metal balls.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like metal spheres, and they're perfect metal spheres, and they're hollow. So that's interesting. I'll find out about that. Maybe we should talk about that next Saturday or Sunday. I'll see if I can find more mention in it.
That definitely would be an interesting conversation to have.
Yeah, I think we should talk into that because we're coming at the end of the show. I mean, we should maybe dive into the kind of theory, the ancient things that have been buried that have been found, because there has been things found like cell phones and stuff like that shouldn't exist. In coal mines, in deep coal mines, there's been like things that look like mobile phones found embedded in the coal. But that shouldn't be right because it's like something like 5, 6, 7, 8, 900 million years old.
You got to remember, there's a reason why they're called oops artifacts.
See, I've got an idea about this. What if, hypothetically, we built a time machine, right? And thought, I want to go back and see the dinosaurs, right? You went back and seen the dinosaurs, right? And out of sheer madness, out of sheer bad luck, a Tyrannosaurus Rex ate you, right? And say you had a phone on you and you had other kind of stuff on you, right? Then say something killed that Tyrannosaurus Rex and over the years it get buried and that. And then say 900 million years later, when they dug out the coal, they found like a phone because that was you were eating the time machine travel. Is that what you think that is? Is that what you think? Because how else would that be? But how else? The Baghdad battery, dots, the Baghdad battery. That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Get me?
Who knows?
There's so many interesting things in this.
Now, there's a few different things that can happen. You gotta realize, they say only 1% of human history has ever been documented.
Yeah.
And that's that's essentially a rough guess because we're not exactly sure how long human history exactly sits. There was just recent fossil discoveries that push back the origin of the human race of a couple thousand years.
See, it's like the pyramids, right? The pyramids are unique, right? And Elena Dennen talks about that, the pyramids and stuff like that. And actually, somebody told me something the other day there, and I thought about this, and I've never ever thought about this before. And when they say the pyramids were built, right? Just listen to me this. When they say pyramids, you'll think about this day. When they built pyramids, right? When they said they built the pyramids, right? At that time, they used burning torches that burnt oil, right, to make light. Now, in most cave systems, and the what do you call it, the Inca pyramids, right? You'll see scorch marks where they've been walking through with the burning torches, right? So why is there none in the Great Pyramid and stuff like that? Why is there no scorch marks? How did they see if they were in there in the darkness?
Oh, I knew this. I've seen something like this in.
There's no suit whatsoever.
Classes at Harvard
because they've actually.
They had a way to actually reflect the inside surfaces to where the natural sunlight could light it most of the day. I can't remember the exact process, but several of these ancient sites had it.
But what I'm saying is that there should still be soot marks, which is interesting if they did use burning torches, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the story goes that the Great Pyramid and all that used to be completely covered in gold.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Again, they were kind of... If you believe that they were built as big, ginormous tombs, which I don't, why would you go to so much hassle to build for a king or something like that? I don't believe that. I think there was something so much more. They align with the stars. They all align with the stars, which is interesting. Do you know building something like that today would be nigh on impossible? You could do it, but it would be ridiculously hard. I mean, can you imagine what technology they had when they built them? And I think they're a lot older than what they say they are.
You have to realize at the time of Egypt, time of Cleopatra, they had Egyptian archaeologists back at the time of Cleopatra because Egypt's history is so extensive. If I remember correctly, that's your brother.
Yeah, I was going to argue him.
I remember correctly,
there's proof out there that the word covered in gold.
The reason why it points, the mythology behind why it points to Orion is that it was believed to have been Orion is essentially the direction of heaven, basically.
Yeah.
That's why it was pointed that way.
See, and before we end the show, there's a lot of people that be sitting there, this is a load of bullshit and all that they're talking about and stuff like that. But listen to this. There's pyramids in Egypt, right? There's pyramids in Peru and the Amazon and stuff like that, right? But did you know that there's pyramids in Europe?
Yeah.
Did you know that? And is it Yugoslavia or is it the Czech Republic? I can't remember. It's one of the two. There's actually pyramids. There's actually a Great Pyramid the same size as the Great Pyramid, but it's been covered. It looks like a hill, but they've actually dug most of it out, and it's actually a pyramid the same size.
There's been pyramids found in North America.
Yeah. Interesting, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's that? Did you know that all the gold mined ever would have fit in 3 Olympic swim pools?
Bosnia.
No.
That's
Bosnia.
Right.
Thank you, Dots.
See?
Thank you.
You hardly understand
Dots
the man, but he knows his shit.
Dots, you should join us next. Are we taking that weekend off, or what are we doing next week?
I don't know.
We'll think about it and we'll contact you, Dots, if you want to pop on with us, because I know that you're an interesting guy and you'd probably like that.
Yeah, bring your guitar there, Springsteen.
I was an alien.
Yep. And yeah, like John Moore said, even in Antarctica, but you also had to consider there was a point in history where Antarctica was a jungle climate.
Yeah. It's quite interesting what John Moore says. There was pyramids all over the world. Yeah, there was. Yeah. Even underwater.
Underwater, under the ice. And yeah, under the ice in Antarctica. Wasn't that the plot lines of the Predator movies?
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe that's what it is. Maybe there's aliens down there the new, and the Predators are invisible, and they're waiting for some.
Maybe they've been down. Yeah. Maybe they've been down there so long they're frozen, and with the global warming melting off the ice caps, they shall be released.
Yes, aliens.
Dun dun dun.
Aliens are coming for you. You're going to be walking out the state of the moon, a big thing will stick its face, won't you? And then you'll feel all right. You'll be sitting at your dinner, and a big alien will pop out your chest.
I thought my sister was supposed to be the pregnant one. No.
Well, you don't know. It might happen for you, you know. Big alien, you know. I always felt sorry for the aliens and aliens, you know. I always felt sorry. I don't know. There's just something about them. I wonder if they exist in the alien universe or the alien universe. Do they? They don't exist, do they? I was got to think.
You have to remember, H.R. Geiger, the one who wrote the alien movies, he had a very morbid fascination about the human penis, and that's why they're shaped that way, the xenomorphs. Did you know that?
So then, thank you, Dakota. I would just like to say thank you for the next time I'm playing the game or watching the new movie. I'm going to think about that now.
Yeah, those killer acid-spitting aliens are essentially big walking dildos. Leave it to Dakota to know this shit.
You see this strange and creepy world that Dakota lives in, you know. The fetishes that he's got.
Hey, I always try to tell people, it gets freaky if you hang around me too long.
I bet you it does. And on that note, everybody
have you not...
chat...
It's like, if you haven't noticed by yet, you haven't been paying attention.
Yeah. Everybody in the chat, thank you for coming tonight. We will all see you next week if we're doing a live. If not, the cartel has took Dakota away, or the aliens have him. The strange ones that he was just talking about. He probably like that, mind you. Take me, I'm ready.
And have you just disappear? Much love. Stay safe, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, we cannot endorse your therapy.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe anywhere you see Bald and Bonkers for even more insanity. Be sure to spread the love to the Bald and Bonkers boys' other endeavors. And a special thank you to our audience, guests, and everyone else who helps make this crazy ride happen. Amazing things are ahead. Learn more by visiting www.baldandbonkers.net. See you next time. Much love and take care.